said, I'll give it a few months, see what happens to this stuff, but yeah. And every time I do a water change, I siphon a few pieces out that are loose enough to get sucked up. Another SPS is doing well. I forget the name of that one, but kind of looks like a thick ass bird's nest, but I'm not sure if that's what it is. Very good. Got some mushrooms down here left over, and I threw down here in this corner along with some more green stars. Torch coral. Very, very happy and acclimated to what's happening here. I know it's a little close to that bird's nest, but you know, shit. Trying to throw 120 gallons worth of coral into a 55 kind of gets touchy. So, you know, I got things spread out here as much as possible. You know, I kept there next to the toadstool. There's a little room. Not a whole lot. MP10's fantastic, working great. I keep it on the nutrient transport mode. Cranked up to about just about 1/2, not quite 3/4. That gives it plenty of flow going in here. I found that if I cranked it up to 100%, it really is too much. So better to have too much and be able to crank it down than not enough. But yeah, everything else is going good with this tank. You know, I mean, it's doing great. The bottom's keeping really clean with this with MB10s. This one, as you can see, I broke the nano down and moved everything out of there into this 55. So, you know, got those spread out. Clerpa that was attached and left over the rocks in here. Those there, those there, those there and there on that side. Of course, got the sea urchin happening there. An enemy decided to crawl up. I basically did the 2-island thing coming down approach on this tank, so I wanted to keep that middle for the anemone and the clown, kind of like a nano. But anemones move naturally, so I really decided to hang out. He's pretty much been there for the duration. He's coming out more and more towards the top of those cluster of rocks. And over on this side, some zoes with a crab fucking with them. Got another long spine urchin. Some more zoes spread out. These are doing really, really well. I'm not sure if they're the eagle eye or I think they're the eagle eyes. Can't remember. But yeah, they just break off and start spreading like crazy. There's actually one growing on a piece of Clerpa. Got this orange one up here with a bunch of bubble algae on it. Back there. There's pretty much all the zoes from the 9 frags that I got through these old Hydrocoryllias 600s. And here, one on each side, just to and pretty low in the tank, so it can flow some of the bare bottom part in here up. It's an enemy shrimp, one of them. Hopefully he doesn't get sucked into that pump and come out as chum for the rest of the fish. But I'm not sure what else I'm going to throw in here at this point in time. Just pretty much letting this go. As you can see, you know, a lot of this rock was sitting out in my front yard because a lot of this came out of the refugium. So it was sitting out in the sun and drying out. That's why it's so white. So it needs to go through a diatom stage and start covering up again. Good thing about it is, you know, when the rest of this rock was outside in buckets of water for 4 days dying, and it was just stagnant water and stinking, smelling like ass, I had to, you know, get it out and get it in here. So I had to put it in the tank and cure it for about 2.5, almost 3 weeks. You know, I just cured it in the tank, filtered the shit out of it, changed the water every 3 days. You know, about 50% water change every 3 days, which depleted my salt, so I had to get some more salt. But yeah, that's basically what's happening update wise. The only thing that I'm going to be doing aesthetically, obviously, is work on the noise some more. I see the rabbit fishies come out since I've walked away from the tank. And the tang hang out. And that's what they do all day long. Graze, graze, graze. Yeah. Since I only got 3, I got the dotty back, foxface, and tang in there. Right now. So I got 3 fish in there, and then I just got the 2 clowns and an enemy in there. I haven't had bare bottom tanks before, so I'm doing a little bit of reading up on them. One thing for sure, I know they go through socks like crazy. Like I said, I'm changing it every 2 days. I mean, the 120, I had that down to, you know, some minor particles that were going through everything. I was only having to change that sock out once a week in the 120, but bare bottom seems to be a lot more messier and a lot more particulates floating around in the water column. They go in the overflow and go in the sock, of course, but hey, what can you do? It's where it's at, it's what I got to work with, and that's what I'm doing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where it's going. Aesthetically, I'm gonna put a kind of a shelf type thing around that, you know, kind of a black wood, you know, slide false cabinet that I could just slide back, cover the trash cans there, and pretty much the same with the fuge sump. You know, it's only gonna be very false. Probably only go back in here, slide back as far back as where the rail goes, so it'll butt up against here on both sides. And that way it'll just pretty much cover the front end. You know, probably come up. Probably gonna go up just level with the skimmer. So I don't want to box this in and close it and get it all fucked up ozone wise. Which having it open like this has worked great, you know. Just having that open, more open air instead of underneath the cabinet. You can see the skimmer consistency of bubble. It's got more open air. It's just crazy. The skimmers are kick-ass anyway, but you know, I mean, just with the way they work in the open air is just fantastic. And, you know, you could always run an airline too, but from this piece here up and actually put it out a window or something to get even better air circulation going. But right now this is working, so yeah, it's going to put a false front on there, so it'll kind of cover that up. You know, since the cabinets don't really match as far as wood wise or height wise, I'll probably just come up to the top, like I said, even with this lip here back and then straight across. False front, I'll be able to slide it out, get to everything there that I want. Same with that, I'll be able to slide it in and out. So, and that way everything will be kind of covered up. So it's not so, you know, trash can gaudy looking and sump in the middle gaudy looking. You'll just have two uneven sized tanks. But yeah, anyway, that's what's going on with that. So yeah, move, break down, and set up. Sorry I didn't get the breakdown of the 120, but it was just way too hectic, and most of the time I left the camera over here on this end, so I kept forgetting it, and what are you gonna do? But yeah, if anybody's breaking down a tank before, they know it's a pain in the fucking dick, and it sucks. Setting up's always the fun part though. That's what we got going. Thanks guys. Take it easy. Later.